Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Timisha. I'm your occupational therapy coach as well as an income strategist. And in today's video, we are going to talk about the NBCOT retake rules. So if you're like, yeah, this is going to be an interesting topic, I really want to understand the rules to retaking, you're going to want to watch this video. All right, let's go. All right, guys. So I am really looking forward to having this discussion because I feel like it is not often talked about. And I think it's going to be very informative for you to really understand the retake rules and regulations and make sure that you do things by the book and correctly. All right. And it's going to also help you when you're thinking about, oh, exam time. When should I schedule my exam? How long should I wait to schedule my exam? I think this video is going to help you with that deciding factor. And I also took down some notes because I want to make sure that I am reading specifically off of NBCOT.org website. So NBCOT.org, you can go ahead and you can read about this information yourself. Just put in the search, or you could just simply go to their handbook and look up retake rules, and you'll find the same information I'm going to talk about in this video right there as well. But for your convenience, I'm going to break it down right now. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you have your ATT letter. Now, if this is your first time taking it, you have to apply for that and make sure that you are active through your school, where your school sends information over saying, okay, yes, they completed their OTA program, and you pay the necessary fee, and then you will be granted your ATT letter. Okay? Once you have that letter, you are golden to schedule your exam, especially if that's your first time. Now, if you are repeating the test, so let's say you took the exam the first time, it did not work out. I want you to know that on your second as well as your third attempt, you have up to 30 days. Okay, so you have your wait time depends on how many times you've tested. So if it's going to be your second or your third attempt, you have a total of 30 days. Okay, now the more attempts you're going to take, the more time you're going to have to wait before you can retake. Okay. So let's say if you weren't successful on your third attempt, from 4 or 6. So let's say your fourth, fifth, and your sixth attempt, you actually have to wait at least 60 days for your retake. Okay. So if you did not pass on your third attempt for your fourth, fifth, sixth, there is a wait at least 60 days. Okay. Now, this is where it gets vital. Now, if you're at your sixth attempt, okay, or I should say, if you're going for your sixth attempt and you don't pass at your sixth attempt, in order to take any more retakes, your seventh or more, you have to wait a total of 6 months. That is a long time. That is a long time to kind of keep your mind going in this testing, studying mode, right? So, of course, the goal is to make sure that you don't get to that point. And if you are at that point, don't worry, there's a light at the end of the tunnel. You will and you can get through this, okay? So, you want to ask yourself, how do you use your wait time? Okay, so if this is your second attempt or your third attempt, you know that you have 30 days before you can reschedule to take your exam. I would tell you, okay, that it's very important for you to first reassess your domains. Okay, look at your domains and also look at your score. You want to be able to interpret your score. If you're having a hard time interpreting your score and you don't know where to look, you might have a struggle on, okay, what do I need to improve on? So it's very important to look at your score, and whenever you have an exam that you did not pass, they will provide you with information where they're going to show you, okay, in domain 1 this was your level, domain 2, domain 3, this is where you stand. In a chart format, they're going to provide you that level of information. So the best thing is to learn how to interpret that. So you can go to the handbook. Okay, you can look at the domains and the tasks there to kind of give you an idea like, okay, in domain 2, I didn't do very good. Domain 2 is usually like mainly intervention. So if you realize that I didn't do too great in domain 2, go back and look at, okay, what is the main information in domain 2? And then you need to think about, okay, let me focus my studying on that particular section. But don't completely not look at domain 1 and domain 3, because I've had people that will just focus on domain 2, and then they come back and they're like, "I failed again," but what I noticed is, you know, my domain 3 dropped or my domain 1 dropped, okay? So it's really being mindful of that, and understanding how you're studying, because I think a lot of times when people are going for this exam, they have what I call a surface level of understanding, meaning that they can see a word or they can see a diagnosis and they can give you a definition, but they don't really understand how that is applied. Okay. So that is the difference of information retention and understanding. So I want you to keep that in mind. And if you feel like, you know what, Tamisha, you're hitting the nail on the head right there, right? You're onto something. I want to invite you to join me on my free webinar coming up very, very soon, right? It's coming up August 23rd, 2025. And I want you to join me on this webinar because if you find yourself in a state, even if you're a first-time test taker, come. If you're third-time repeater, fifth-time repeater, if you're over 7 times, you definitely wanna be there. For sure. And in this webinar, I'm going to be talking about how to retain information the right way. I'm going to be talking about the mental and emotional prep work that is not often mentioned. And of course, I'm going to be talking about my number one strategy to being able to answer the NBCOT OT exam questions. All right. And it's not going to be a fluff webinar. All right. It's going to be based on value. It's going to be based on information. It's going to be based on discussion. So at the end of that webinar, if you have any questions based on your personal situation, that is going to be the time to ask me. And I'm open to all the questions to make sure we get through every single person's question. There's no cutoff time. I want to make sure that everyone has equal opportunity to ask a question. We talk about it, we get through it. And of course, I'll be introducing you into my new program called Timisha Tutoring, which is going to be a 12-week program that is completely robust and it's an all-in-one platform. It's an all-in-one program. No need to go looking for books here. No need to go in and buy questions there. It's all going to be in-house and then some. So I'm excited for that webinar, and I really want you to be there, especially if you are struggling with this exam. So I hope that this video was informative and helpful. I know it was short, but I hope that we got right to the point of the NBCOT rules and regulations when it pertains to repeat testing here. All right. So if you like this video, don't forget, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, guys, see you on my webinar. Bye-bye.